Hi everyone, this is Guy. I just wanted to walk you through using the sourceManager tool as part of the references tools in Word, because this is a big help to you if you're writing papers that require you to cite your references and to avoid getting into plagiarism. So I have on the screen here a Word document, and it has a quotation in it. And so every time you use a quotation or you paraphrase, which is kind of closely rewording someone else's work, you need to cite that source. And so the reference manager is where you're going to do that. So let's click on the References tab, and in there you see the Citations and Bibliography group. We're going to click on Manage Sources. This opens a dialog box where you see on the left the master list, which is all the sources I've ever entered into Word on my computer, and you will have the same thing on your computer. It may be blank if you've never used it. On the right is the current list, which is the list of sources for this document. So actually you can move a source and reuse it, and you can copy it right over just like that. I'm going to get rid of that because I want to show you how to add a new source to your document. So we're going to click on New. So you're going to have a new source. It opens another dialog box, and on this one you have a number of fields, but the first thing to do is to make sure you have the correct type of source listed. So most of your information is going to come from either a web page or a document you got from a web page, something you found in the library. So those are the ones that you're going to use the most. There are many others on here, journal articles, conference proceedings, reports, whatever, but probably document from website. Whatever you choose up here for the type of source is going to determine what fields you see that need to be filled in on this form. So the ones that you see are the required ones. You can show other form fields that have other information that is not required to properly do the citation and the reference list. So that quote that was in the paper, I have the website over here, so I'm going to show that to you, and you see that on the website this is the abstract of this article, and so right at the top we have the title, but then we have the authors. So I'm going to start by entering the authors. That's kind of the most important thing, is to credit the author. So I can't just copy these, for the reason that if I click in the author field, there pops up an example down at the bottom showing how the author is to be described. And it's last name, comma, first name or first initial, middle initial. So I need to put this in the right way. And excuse me, so I've put the last name, comma, and then the first name, and then you use a semicolon to separate the authors. So I put a semicolon in, and our second author is Patricia Lowe. So again, I put in Lowe, the last name, comma, Patricia, and then another semicolon. And then our last author, whose name is Adrian Lim, and so that's going to be Lim, comma, Adrian. So now I have done all the three authors in the right format. If you have a site like a government site or a company website, many times they don't list authors, and in that case you will check this box here and use the corporation as the author. So the organization, the Department of Justice or the Department of Labor Standards, whatever it is, Department of Health, or a company. So then we're going to go to the name of the web page, and so that's this article here, smartphone. So I'm going to copy that, put that in. The website is the Australasian Journal of Dermatology. I can't really copy that. So I have to type it in. And then I know the year is 2016. That was right here. So 10th of June 2016. So we're going to put the month in. So the example shows that you spell that out. So, and the day is the 10th. And then the URL, which is the URL for the page. Now, if you're in the library, you need to be sure you're copying the permalink, not the address that's up in your address bar. Because the permalink is what will, in theory, get you back to the article, where if you copy what's up in the address bar, you typically go to the library login, and anybody else won't have the login and can't get in. All right, so we've now filled in all the fields on this source. We're going to say OK to save it. And now it's in our current list. So I'm going to close that. So now that I've put this quote in here, right after the quote I need to insert a citation where I got this quote from. So there's a box up here to insert the citation. If I click on that, it gives me a list of all the sources that I have put in for this document, and so I pick the correct one and just click it, and it automatically inserts the citation in the proper format for APA. And you can see up here I've chosen APA. There are many other formats you could use, but our standard at UMA is APA. So we have the citation, and then at the bottom of the article we need to have a list of references. So any references and anything we've used as a source in the paper needs to be listed in our reference list. And there is another pull down called the Bibliography, and if you click on that, we're going to list the sources that we've cited. So you want to use works cited. I'm going to click on that, and if you notice, we're just put in the list of works cited all in correct APA format. And so you can see that this is all properly done with italics for the title of the article. It shows where it was retrieved from and the URL for that. And if you have 6 sources, then they'll all be alphabetized as well, according to the APA format. So this just to show you that using the Source Manager is not difficult and not too many steps in it. I'm going back to it to show you that because we cited the source, there's a little checkbox next to it because we did cite it. So the reason for that is that in APA, if you list a source, it has to be cited at least once in your document. So this checkbox will just tell you. So if you got to the end of your article, you had 3 sources, you've cited 2 of them, either you need to go add a citation for the other one or you need to remove it because it was not really a source for this article, for this paper. So anyway, so that kind of wraps up how to use the reference tools and the Source Manager, and so I look forward to getting your papers. Thank you.